And if you gonna sleep on me, don't wake up, bitch. Sleep forever. And I hope I'm not in your dreams, ho.
Hello and welcome back to my platform. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you for your view. Thank you for being here as always. I greatly appreciate it. So I mean, I really just want to talk about like cloning and stuff because I just rewatched, or I like rewatched a little bit of They Cloned Tyrone, and I was just thinking about how like They Cloned Tyrone was an amazing movie, not only because of how it was, but because of the messages behind it that I feel like a lot of people just didn't pay attention to. I think I be like on a lot of conspiracy, like I'm on social media, I'm on conspiracy social media. So like the things that I was seeing, people were talking about it, but other than that, it was just like nobody really was talking about it. I don't know, y'all. I ain't seen no chatter, okay? Because a lot of times, like even when you talk to people about like cloning, or you talk to them about how the government is how the government subconsciously programs us, a lot of people just think like when you say that you're crazy, or that, you know, you're like schizophrenic. You know, that's what a lot of people with schizophrenia say. The government's watching, the government has things that's like in their house, somebody's after them, da, 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 da. And I can understand that because, you know, it is a crazy concept to like wrap your mind around. But then at the same time, once you read and research about it, it's actually not a crazy concept to wrap your mind around. And it's definitely not a crazy concept as to why the government will want to use it. For some reason, people be out here trusting the American government. Couldn't be me. You feel me? Like, okay, girl. But I love how in They Cloned Tyrone, they use a lot of things that the Black community kind of praises, I guess, low-key, honestly, not even gonna lie. Like, because even the chicken sandwich, like, remember when Popeyes came out? Say, who wants to go get the Popeyes chicken sandwich? All of us is like me, like, you know, sitting in lines and like trying to get it. People, even like somebody, I think in Baltimore or Maryland where I was living at, somebody like literally got shot over the shit. So yeah. But when you think about things like that, and you think about how even they had labs and stuff under the churches, I keep trying to tell y'all that whole Christianity shit. Black people should not be Christians, okay? If you are Black and a Christian, I mean, I can't sit here and say, like, rethink your whole life, but because everybody has their reasons. But if you're Black and you're, like, blindly just a Christian following everything and da-da-da, then, yeah, rethink your whole life. But, of course, I know everybody has something they believe in. But, yeah, even churches, like, I remember growing up, I didn't really go to church too much. And it's so funny because, like, I feel like growing up, I was under the impression that if you believe in God, like, you low-key had to go to church, right? And then my family would talk about God all the time, but we wouldn't be going to church, right? So I'm like, you know, growing up, I was just like, so, or, And then it would just be like, well, we don't go to church. And then my dad would be like, how we don't go to church? And that's because the churches are basically corrupt, I think he was like saying. So that's when I looked into it. But even when I used to go to church, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm really sitting here listening to another pastor, preacher, minister, pope, whoever is up there, okay? I'm sitting here listening to this person. And then mind you, now we're just finding out that a lot of people in the churches are actually pedophiles, molesters. That's why, That's why the Black community is so comfortable, especially older generation, so comfortable with hiding up people who molest us and stuff. That makes so much sense now because your own preacher was doing it. And who was you to go against your preacher? And if you're not going against your preacher, you can't go against nobody else. The dots are connected, y'all. The dots are connecting. But yeah, I love how in They Cloned Tyrone, you know, everybody is at the church and they're like singing, praising, da-da-da-da. But what we don't really see, or what a lot of people don't see, is that when you are worshiping and praising something, that is energy. I mean, almost everything is energy, but especially things like praising, worshiping is a lot of energy. And when you have a collective of people like that, energy is through the fucking roofs, okay? So it's funny how that was in there because I really do believe when we go to churches and when we do eat a lot of these chicken sandwiches, you know, a lot of these restaurants or fast food places don't give a fuck about the meat that they're serving us. So when we are like going ballistic over these chicken sandwiches, and then we are going to these churches and stuff, that's all a form of mind control. You know, they try to have us, especially with the chicken sandwich, they try to have us so fixated on this one thing, whether that's chicken sandwiches, whether that's celebrities, whether that's controversies, scandals. You know, they try to have us so concentrated on these one things, and then turn around and there's like bigger things going on. But because they basically have mind controlled us and subconsciously programmed us, it's like we don't even really see it. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's crazy. And I love that movie, and I wish more people would actually take it a little bit more serious, because it's very, very real. Like, there's people out here who's walking around who are clones. There's some of your favorite rappers and singers, celebrities, models, whoever it might be, athletes, some of them are clones. Like, some of them have the same way how Tyrone had multiple clones. That's how they are. And they just send the clone out depending when they need to send the clone out. And so many people would just be like, oh, but people change. People do this, people do that. They just lost weight. Listen, baby, I done lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. My features was still the same. You still knew who the fuck B. Kamara was. So if you somebody like Gunna and I see you and I'm like, that's not fucking Gunna. Then everybody's like, that is him. He just lost weight. No, honey, he went to jail. They got him. He sold his soul, signed the contract, something. They cloned him. Now, here you go. You get the clone. And the clone is the one that makes the money, goes outside and does everything. And a lot of times, even too, I be thinking like, especially with Beyonce, I'm like, B, how you go from here to here to here to here to here, have so much energy from, I guess, day up, day night, day sunrise to sundown. You have all this energy to go out here and perform. You just got surgery on your foot. You're back out here performing, doing better. You was a clone. You had to let that clone out. And I know you did, because there's absolutely no way, especially at your big old age, that you're out there still able to do that. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how much conditioning you do. I don't care, okay? And we all know she's not even... Let me be quiet. But yeah, I love how they... So yeah, there's clones and stuff that are walking around us. And then on top of that, there's also reptilians that are walking around us. So if you don't know what a reptilian is, it's literally what you think it is, but... It's like reptilians that form to human form, human species, you know. Like I was saying in my last video, like I really do believe in other portals, planets, universes. So if you really think that there's not humans that are walking around us that's really from these other planets, low-key spying on us and mind controlling us, then I don't know what to tell you. Because they're definitely out here, and they're definitely like on the TVs and stuff. If you just literally just look and watch and observe, you'll be like, that's not really how we work. That's not really how we function. You know, even glitches in the matrix that we be saying when like people freeze, or they're just like in a moment, I guess, something. And then every time we catch somebody like that, everybody always got an excuse like, oh, they're probably just having a stroke, probably just having a heart attack. My uncle does that sometimes too. I'm like, girl, which uncle you got? Because mine don't do that. Mine don't, okay? But, yeah. So with that being said, I'm not saying like we should be worried or nothing, but it's just so much that is outside of our own minds that we don't see and that they don't want us to see. That's why they program us. They program us through the TVs, the things that we watch, the music that we listen to. Even the music that we listen to, it's on a certain frequency, certain energy. So when we hear it and those wavelengths are really coming to us, we either can get really happy, really sad. I was even talking about Boyfriend, like some stuff that Future makes definitely gives me like, that's that demon music. I'ma still, but you ain't feel me. I know where you got that song from. Because as soon as I hear the beat or the song come on, 2 seconds in, I'm ready to get up and dance. That's kind of how you know, like, you see me, I see you, okay? Right. So, even with that being said, I just wish people knew that there was just so much more to life so that people could open up their minds and not be so idiotic. Because we always, especially a lot of us, and like I said, I'm not blaming nobody. It's life. It is what it is. They have, like I said, they have made it this way for a reason. But a lot of us are so caught up in our jobs. A lot of us are so caught up in like schools. A lot of us are so caught up in oh my gosh, like I'm not where I want to be. Oh my gosh, this person is over here. We're so caught up in comparing ourselves. We're so caught up in debating with each other about gay rights and women's rights. And oh my gosh, you know, like, I know some of y'all ancestors be looking at y'all like, what in the fuck? Because there's just no way that you're sitting here contemplating about women's rights, about rights, period, okay? Because who are you to tell me I don't got no a right, or I don't have a right? Like, who are you, baby? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's crazy how we're all just so caught up in all of this other stuff, and we don't even see the magic that's on this earth. We don't even see magic that's around us. You know, I do talk about the Illuminati and cloning and all this stuff. Like I'm just talking shit about it, but honestly, low key, it's really because I'm fascinated by it. Like, of course, the stuff that they use it for is bad, but I'm just so fascinated by the magic that they really use and the things that they have. Like, we're so caught up in these celebrities. We're so caught up in these, even the playoffs games and stuff like that. We're just so caught up in all of these things, not even seeing or realizing like these people are using magic. Point blank, period. We always want to be like, oh, I wish I could be Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, I wish I could be Drake, or I wish I could be this person, this person, this person. And it's like, you can. They're just using magic, and they also have magic that is helping them, but they're just using magic. That's it. That's all. And you just got to use your magic too, and use your powers, honey. You can get up there too. You know, you might got to sell a little something, but you can get up there. Okay. So yeah, and I love how they cloned Tyrone. Really showed how like these labs, like I really just want you guys to know that everything that you watch, everything that is put out to us, even though it may sound unfathomable and unbelievable, you still should think about it, because it might actually be true. Like, even with those labs underneath, that shit is true too. Like, they definitely be in them labs doing something to them chicken sandwiches, y'all. They really, really do. Because there's no reason why these chicken sandwiches have 40 plus ingredients, and then I make the shit at home and only got about 10 seasonings in it. Somebody lying. But the way that they're in those labs, making things, making concoctions, they know how to get us. They know, and they have studied us. They have studied humans, especially these white people, because that's all white people want to do. They want to control and be powerful and sit your ass down. But they know. They know. The Illuminati knows. There's a reason why the world is how the world is now. There's a reason why, especially America, is how America is now. And there's a reason why within the black community, there's just so much havoc. Like, there's just so much chaos sometimes, you know? And I love us, but there really is so much chaos. And it's like, open your eyes. These people want you to be doing this stuff. These people want us to be arguing with each other. These people want us to be fighting with each other. And then a lot of times we can't even see the curses that are on us and the traumas that are on us and the things that we have to break, or at least do a little bit better about. We can't even see that because we're so wrapped in this and that. And my gosh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. We have definitely gotten better. But I really love how that movie really just showed that. That's what it showed to me. Like, the black community, it's not that we're dumb, but we're definitely programmed. And then, yeah, when you tell people we're and sometimes it takes people to really see it. Like, the same way how those clones escaped, and then people saw them and they're like, oh, well, who the fuck is this? And then now everybody's like, oh, they cloning, they cloning, they cloning. Y'all, we gotta be smarter than that. You gotta be smarter, you gotta be quicker than that, okay? These people have taken damn near everything from us from the beginning of slavery. And then we just continue to go along, go along, go along. And like I said, it's not a problem though, because as I say, we're all living life. We're all doing our best, you know. But sometimes it is just like, if we can just sit back and have these conversations with each other. I really just think about how, or if we all collectively just watched the movie and really, really all thought about the messages and the meanings, like, how much better would we be doing, or how much better would we at least be thinking and having conversations, you know? Because especially with a lot of like our community, like, people will not believe you, and because they don't believe you, they will like treat you a certain way, or they would just shoot you down. And it's like, okay, thank you. White people is already doing that. Now you just want to do it too. Like, but No, for real, y'all. I just want y'all to know, and for y'all to like just open up your brains, really look at these movies, really look at these meanings, and really think about, especially with kids watching this stuff, like even when like Sexy Red and stuff, like I understand she has high schoolers who are her audience, but at the same time it's just kind of like, you know, your kids really shouldn't be, your young kids should not be listening to Sexy Red. Like, I used to know Sexy Red stuff because it went viral, like on TikTok. But then when I actually would hear the full song, I'm like, oh, this is what kids is listening to? That's crazy. But at the same time, I can't talk because what were we listening to? And what was our parents listening to? Like, shit was all explicit at the end of the day. But the fact that, like, yeah, even with these celebrities, the fact that they use celebrities to also help program us because they know how much, like, I don't know, it's like the black community, we always are just looking to our celebrities. Whatever the celebrities are doing, we want to do. Like, celebrities, and there was even celebrities talking about, like I said with Cardi B in that one video, celebrities still talking about 50-50. They talking about men and women. Celebrities talk about they don't want to get married, but then they got 5 baby mamas and this and that. Y'all, it's all a program. Please be careful what you intake. Please be thoughtful and mindful with what you intake. Because that shit is crazy. It's the same way they use pimps, they use hoes. I don't want to call them hoes, but they use pimps, they use hoes. And then it's crazy because when you're already in that mindset, especially growing up in a hood, like you kind of stay in that mindset because it's such a survival type of mindset, which like I said, they want us to have. But it's such a survival type of mindset that we end up staying there. Or people, sorry, I'm not from the hood. But people end up really staying there mentally, even though they might be out or they're doing better. Like, a lot of people really stay in that survival mode. And I was even watching, like, Love and Hip Hop, and how Mama D at her big age is still talking about having her son's hoes in control. I'm like, girl, you're not a pimp no more, you know? But it's like, I don't know, that mindset, and I think it really does come to like survival of the fittest. So we end up just, you know, it's like a trauma thing once again. And then once you have, especially black people who are traumatized, it's just like, because then with the black people who are traumatized, then you have like, I don't know, I keep telling y'all, we are so powerful that they have to continue to try to hold us down and do this and that. But honey, like I said, empire's falling, okay? Yeah, so yeah, I love that movie. It was a brilliant movie. Also, Jamie Foxx, definitely a clone. Martin Lawrence, definitely a clone. Will Smith, might be. Gunna, definitely a clone. I'm trying to think who else. I feel like, sometimes I do feel like a lot of female rappers are clones, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe not. But a lot of female rappers do be getting a lot of work done. Some of them. So, because some of them be gone. I'm like, where the fuck you go, girl? Then you come back. I'm like, oh, I see where you at, girl. And so yeah, I don't really know where this video went, but I hope y'all learned something. Please look into it. They have especially if you go on like DuckDuckGo or like the dark web. I don't want to say dark web though, but especially if you go on like a DuckDuckGo type of site that doesn't hide anything from you, because Google does. And just type it in and really look at cloning centers and how they clone and stuff, y'all. Look it up, open up your brain, and really learn about this stuff, because this shit, all of this shit, AI, cloning, all of this taking over the world. So, and it's taking over the world even quicker because we're all sleeping. So, but yeah, let me know what else you guys want me to talk about, or if you have any topics and questions, of course. Thank you guys again for being here. Like and subscribe and commenting. So grateful, and I'm super excited to continue to grow with you guys and continue to just make content with and for you guys. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned for my next video and continue enjoying your June. Like I said, it's nice outside. I'm gonna keep saying it every video. Have fun, okay? And put yourself first. Love y'all.